Welcome to B-Dub's Blogosphere. We've got a special guest today. It's Shaun Groves, a recording artist who's here to talk about the new world of the recording industry. It's a changing world, and you're adapting better than anyone I've met so far.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm doing the best I can, but I appreciate the encouragement.
One of the coolest things Shaun has done is go directly to the fans to fund his latest album, and you've done that through crowdsourcing.
Yeah, so there's a number of sites that can help you do that pretty well. The one I decided to go to is Kickstarter.com, and it's created specifically for the arts. So designers and painters and filmmakers and guys like me who make music. And so it's a great service. You just say how much money you need to raise by when, and set up different rewards for people who want to contribute. And it worked. We raised more than we needed quicker than I thought we would, and it was phenomenal. I was shocked, actually. There are that many people who wanted to give to it.
We'll put the address right down here if you want to check out that album. Shaun's actually posting the creation process, and so you've posted publicly your demos, your unmixed, you're mixed without mastering.
Yeah, rough vocals.
Yeah. So what's the thought behind that?
I just think that I don't look at what I do as being a recording artist. It's more I'm a communicator, and I'm in Christian music, and I come from more of a church background, and so I'm looking at trying to minister to people as I go as well. And I think part of that relational part of me just wants people involved. I want this to be more of a dialogue instead of a monologue. When I was on a record label, it was very much a monologue. So we put out music, and we do interviews for websites or magazines or whatever, and no one can talk back, no one can give feedback. But I wanted to bring people behind the curtain to see what the process is like. And there are a lot of independent artists who read my website, and we're following the process, and they feel encouraged that my rough vocal doesn't sound good either. My rough mixes don't sound any better than theirs. And they've been able to learn along the way the kind of the process, the order that we do things, the things we're thinking about at each stage. And so it's to build a relationship with fans, to serve them, and to encourage other artists who do what I do.
Cool. Now, a lot of my subscribers are really looking for a record deal as the be-all, end-all.
Right.
And you had an interesting breakfast with a president of a record label who says, you know what, you don't really need a record label. Your specific case, because you've already got a lot of the things the record label would provide.
Yeah, I mean, I had a record deal for a number of years, and then just with the industry contracting, the record label folded, and so me and the rest of the folks on that label were without a label. And I thought that it was over. I mean, I thought that everything was over, and I just continued to do what I had been doing. I had a blog I was active on every day for at least an hour, and answering my own emails, and involved on Facebook and Twitter and those kinds of things. And I just kept that up. I just kept doing it, and I was waiting for the phone to stop ringing, and for bookings to stop happening, and interest to just dwindle off, and it didn't. And that really surprised me maybe more than anybody. And I've just continued to do that. I continue to put stuff out there on my website, and to interact with people, and to be a real human being.
Yeah,
and
that's so important.
And I think that resonates with people. And I continue to be very fortunate to keep doing what I love for a large number of people. So yeah, this president guy he was really having breakfast with me. It turned out I thought he was meeting with me to talk about maybe doing a record deal of some sort together, because like you said, I have a new record coming out. And it really wound up being more about him picking my brain about how to do what I've been doing. How are you using social media so we can use it that way? And how are you interacting with fans so we can do that? And how do you do your booking? Because we can't get bookings. And so it was this very weird situation where I thought he was coming to offer me something, and it turned out he wanted advice and input, and a very humbling situation to be in. But I think it says a lot about the industry that labels are in a very teachable moment. They want to figure out how to do what they do better, and that's great. And they're coming to guys like me who've accidentally figured some of that out and are willing to learn. So I'm hopeful about the industry, and that, I mean, for a good number of years we all knew this guy was falling, but no one was doing anything about it. I feel like now they're ready to do something about it, and that's positive.
And that's encouraging to all my subscribers. I mean, you guys already have a YouTube page, and that's a big part of getting your music out there and connecting with fans on Twitter and Facebook, building your platform.
Yeah.
And finally, you know, a lot of the guys who watch want to know about how to mix or how to master.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the technicalities, you know, you could give us a specific advice, like, oh yeah, just cut out all the 500 hertz.
I actually don't know any of that stuff. Like, I'm so not technical. I'm just really not a technical guy at all. I mean, I spend my bulk of my energy trying to write the best song I can, and trying a million chords and a million different words to rhyme, and just really working on the arrangement and the song itself, and then handing that to a producer. And I'll have an idea of where it needs to go, but I don't know what buttons to push to get it to go there. And so I worked with Mitch Dane on this current project at Sputnik Sound in Nashville. And he's worked with Jars of Clay and Bebo Norman and a number of other artists that I like the sound of. And I just trust him, and then Shane Wilson did the mix for it. He's mixed a lot of stuff in Nashville. And I trust those guys to know things like megahertz. I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
And really, your message is good, because if you don't have a good song, then it's not worth doing all the rest.
Yeah,
I mean, it all starts with the artist.
There are certain genres where I don't really think the song matters.
Like
it's
Rebecca
like,
Black.
are you really attractive? And you know, can we use some vocal tuning on you? But for what I do, it matters.
Yeah.
I think for my audience, they really care a lot about lyric and good writing, and so I have to work really hard and put people around me who help me make songs better, and then let somebody else push all the buttons and figure out the technical stuff.
That's cool. So we'll put, again, Shaun's links over in the description for the video. Be sure to check them out, and check out the new album on ShaunGroves.com.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.